So with us fastly approaching the end of April and into May of 2022, there are actually a number of notable Nintendo Switch eShop deals going on right now that have either been running for a short period of time or just recently announced and are brand new, some of which popped up on my radar. And in today's video, I want to boot up the eShop together, highlight some of the titles that popped out to me, and hopefully make some recommendations of games that you guys can go check out right now. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. Now, as I mentioned, guys, we are doing a Nintendo Switch eShop sale video today because there's actually a number of notable discounted titles that have gone on sale either recently or they've been running for a while and they're due to end. I am not familiar with all the titles that we're going to go through in today's video, but I will, however, have some trailer footage of certain ones that are interesting to me. And while Among Us is a fun game, I think it's free on mobile, but of course, if you're like me, you probably want to play it on the Switch anyway. I haven't played it very much at all, although I do know that there's, a lot of streamers that have played that game with friends, and there's some fun mystery tactics and things of trying to figure out who killed who. And I can definitely see the appeal of a game like that with friends online, especially if you guys are talking trash to each other or, on Discord together, just chatting. Like, I can see why that would be one that would be very enjoyable when you're playing with the right group of friends. Now, that one right now is coming in at 25% off, regularly $5, marked down to $3.75. You then have Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the complete edition, and I have not played this game personally, but it is one that is actually on my radar at just $4.99 or $4.90 rather, as opposed to $14.99, and it does come with the DLC. Think of this as a beat 'em up style game, definitely reminiscent of certain TMNT titles that I absolutely love due to the fact that you can play with up to 4 players simultaneously, and from all the gameplay, it does just seem that you're going through trying to take out all the waves of enemies. And while I'm not super into the world of Scott Pilgrim versus the World, I do think that they'll probably have some interesting story elements in there and maybe worth picking up at 67% off for just $4.90 digitally right now on the Nintendo eShop. Now, next up on the list, we have Assassin's Creed The Rebel Collection, which consists of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag and Assassin's Creed Rogue. This is currently coming in at 63% off or $14.79. And I will tell you guys transparently, I missed a lot of the Assassin's Creed series. I just couldn't get into the original game, and I think I gave Assassin's Creed 2 a shot also, and it just felt a little bit too go do this mission and then come back here, and it felt kind of predictable. Maybe I didn't give it enough of a chance, and I do understand that they've gotten significantly better over the course of time, so this one being such a big discount at 63% off may be worth looking into. I have heard from numerous people that Black Flag is one of the better Assassin's Creed installments. For fans of Assassin's Creed out there, I would actually love to hear from you which one you would recommend diving into if you're brand new to the series, or if you're somebody like me that's played the earlier titles but never really gave a shot to the more recent iterations. But I do think that this would be one that, instead of paying $40 for its typical asking price of the collection, may be worth checking into if you are an Assassin's Creed fan or you don't own these games, or maybe you did own these games back in the day when they first released, but you now want them on the Nintendo Switch, which of course the beautiful part about that is you can play some of your old classic games that you love on the go anywhere you're at. So definitely the preferred way to play, and I hope we see more of these PS3 360 era games make it over in collection packs to the Nintendo Switch, because I definitely want to play some of those classic titles that I missed out on altogether. Now, next up, Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition. There's a lot of controversy around this title. I haven't looked into it super recently on if they fixed the majority of the bugs and glitches that this game, of course, launched with, but on the Nintendo Switch, in addition to just the base game not working right on really any of the consoles, the Nintendo Switch was absolutely definitively the worst version, as it doesn't look as good. There's still bugs and glitches and things that don't work right, and unfortunately, it just launched in a completely broken state. I also had a gripe with the physical release of this game, as not only did it get held back for release until very recently, but it also only comes with Grand Theft Auto 3 on the cartridge, which, if you know anything about me and my stance on game preservation, I do not like to see that happen personally. If I'm buying a cartridge, I would love to have at least all of the games or the content included on that one cartridge, so if in the future they ever stop selling this and I don't have my same Nintendo Switch, or the save data gets corrupted over the course of time, tons of things can happen whenever you talk about 10, 20 years into the future. I would love to just have the ability to pop in a cartridge and play. This is not one of those games, so you might as well take advantage of a discount if you are going to get it at all, as it is right now marked down from $59.99 to $39.99. Still think it needs to be a little bit cheaper for the way that we saw Rockstar handle this game and essentially rush it to the market. However, I am hopeful that now that they've had plenty of time to patch and fix things, that maybe at $40, this might be worth a second look on your Nintendo Switch. And clearly the benefit will be the fact that you can play this game anywhere you're at, docked or on the go. Now, the one we're talking about right now, you may see Uno on screen. You're like, well, why the heck are you talking about Uno? It's not a fun Nintendo Switch game. I don't care about Uno. Well, you might as well take advantage of this because it is 100% off, or otherwise known as completely free. Why Ubisoft chose to do that, I don't know. Maybe the sales have totally grinded to a halt for this game, so they want some people to pick it up and talk about it with friends in hopes that they'll pick it up at a low price in the future. But regardless, pro tip, go hop in your eShop right now, grab Uno for free. You can always play it with a group of friends if they come over, and you can't beat 100% off or a free discount. So definitely hop into the eShop real quick and download your copy of Uno for free. I'm going to download mine right now. While we're briefly talking about party games or board game style of games, you may at least give a look into Monopoly for the Nintendo Switch, also from Ubisoft. Discounted 75% off right now. They normally try to charge $40 for this thing, which I think is absolutely not worth it. But if you look at a 75% discount and you're getting it for $9.99, not a bad price and a fun title that you can sometimes pop up, especially with more casual gamers that don't maybe play the hardcore stuff that a lot of us are into. So worth a look at $9.99 for Monopoly on the Nintendo Switch. Next up, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered, discounted 75% down to just $9.99 in the Nintendo Switch eShop. This is one that I actually have nostalgia for, as one of my buddies owned it on the PS2 way back in the day, and I can remember hours and hours of fun gameplay experiences with the kind of the concept being around, you know, getting away from the cops, or you can play as the cop and try to take out the driver. It was a ton of fun in my opinion, and definitely one that I would recommend racing game fans to check out. And maybe if you're like me and you're not typically into racing games, but it is something that you sometimes dabble into occasionally, this one is by far and away more fun than most traditional racing games in my opinion, and that whole pursuit aspect of the game is definitely what makes it stand out from other Need for Speed titles in my personal opinion. So I think this one's well worth it at just $10 or 75% off right now on the Nintendo eShop. One game that is known for going on sale quite a bit, but definitely one that you should play through, especially if you're trying to prep for Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope, is of course the original Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Right now it is 75% off, or just $14.99 on the eShop. Definitely a steal for that price point, and I think that it's something I've heard enough good things about it that I just need to get back in and play it more. I wasn't initially hooked when I picked up this game, so I feel like I haven't done everything I need to do to prep myself for Sparks of Hope. But with the hype trailers that Ubisoft has shown so far in Sparks of Hope, and really what I consider to be a major graphical upgrade, as I think they were impressed with the results of this game and they're definitely giving that AAA love to the sequel, I need to go back and get familiar with this game and get some more of the strategy based mechanics that are baked into the gameplay figured out, so I'm ready to go when the sequel does drop, hopefully this year in 2022. So again, Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope, $59.99 is the regular price. It is discounted down 75% off, or $14.99 right now, live and available on the Nintendo eShop. Bugsnax is a brand new game to the Nintendo Switch platform, and it already has a sale on there. It's not a large one, it's 20% off. This is actually a Microsoft title, or has been exclusive to Microsoft up to this point in time, and is now available for Nintendo Switch. I'm not personally super sold on this game just from the trailer and what I've seen so far. It looks like it has some Pokemon Snap vibes, but with a little bit more puzzle adventure baked in there, and I'm sure that there's a lot of people who will enjoy a game like this, as the review scores are sitting very nice for it, and I am glad that it has been brought over to the Nintendo Switch, and just something rare that you normally don't see a brand new game marked down or discounted at all. And right now you can get it 20% off, or $5 off its regular retail at $19.99. Street Fighter fans will definitely want to pay attention to this sale, as Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection is currently 60% off, or available for $11.99. This is a collection of 12 classic Street Fighter games, and the thing about it is it has online play built in and supported, which is absolutely fantastic. So again, if you're just a fan of the classic arcade fighters or the Street Fighter series at all, especially the old school ones, this is one that in my opinion is absolutely a steal. For just over $10 you can pick up 12 12 different classic Street Fighter games that of course look great, and they are still the old aspect ratio, no real remaster from the ground up type treatment given to these, but it is another good thing that I love to see, especially Capcom do for their games. They make it easy to get these games again in the modern era, typically both with physical and digital options available, and being able to play these games online with friends is definitely a huge plus in my opinion. So Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, definitely a steal at just $11.99 on the eShop. Another game that just recently released but has already seen a discount as part of this eShop sale is Assassin's Creed the Ezio collection, and as opposed to the last Assassin's Creed collection we talked about, this one actually features 3 different titles, as it does come with Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and Assassin's Creed Revelations. And while this is not the biggest discount out there, still for a brand new collection that just recently launched on the Switch, it is 25% off as opposed to its normal $39.99 price. You can pick this up for $29.99 right now as part of this eShop sale. Rayman Legends Definitive Edition marked down 75% off right now. If you guys like, especially this is fun with co-op, this is how I would recommend to play this game. If you like platformers, a little bit similar but yet different to something like a new Super Mario Bros experience, but similar in the way that you guys can work together to get through the stages. You're all 4 on screen at the same time. This one, in my opinion, is a steal for just $10 right now, $9.99 on the eShop, 75% off its regular price. And if you like the action platformer type of style game, and whether you play it single player or co-op with up to 4 players, I think this one is a good pickup and worth looking into while it is discounted on the eShop. Another thing I love to see with Nintendo eShop games, and we're seeing more and more of, is a downloadable demo available. So before you spend your $9.99 while this game is discounted, you can absolutely start up the demo and make sure it's going to be for you and whether or not you enjoy it. So no risk, just hop in, download the demo, and see if you will enjoy Rayman Legends Definitive Edition on the Nintendo Switch. Now, the last game I'm going to recommend on today's list is one that I did not originally think I would get into, but I do have a friend that owned this game, and we played 4-player co-op going through it, and I gotta say that Overcooked 2 Gourmet Edition is actually a very fun and enjoyable party-style game experience. It is all about communication as you are working to get different food orders essentially built out and thrown in the window to customers in a set amount of time to get the best score, and it's just a lot of fun because there is controlled chaos in the sense that everybody can just run around like crazy, or you can do what you're supposed to do, which is communicate with each other as the orders are coming in and make sure that each person has a couple stations that they rotate between. There's a lot of interesting level design and different puzzle aspects that even come into play later on in the game, and it gets progressively more challenging, but is also something that you can develop the skill for to have fun, especially when it's 4 people playing simultaneously. You will have a lot of yelling happening in your living room or wherever you are playing if you do purchase this and try to get through it with friends or family together. So one that I would recommend picking up at 75% off, or just $12.12 right now on the Nintendo Switch eShop. Now, at this point in the video, guys, I want to hear from you personally on whether or not you're planning on picking up any of the games that we highlighted in today's list on the Nintendo Switch eShop sale, and then definitely let me know your list of games that maybe are on sale right now, or maybe they're not, that I missed that you would recommend me to check out, because I definitely want to hear about that, as well as there are so many games that are available on the Nintendo Switch. I'm sure I'm constantly missing hidden gems out there. So regardless of your thoughts and feelings of what we talked about today, I do want to hear from you guys in the comments down below before you leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around these topics. Make sure you check out yesterday's video if you haven't already, where we discussed that even though E3 is canceled, we are still already starting to see the summer game showcases scheduled out from numerous different companies right now, and how Nintendo's announcement for their June time or summertime Nintendo Direct could be around the corner, and a conversation around which games we will see featured at that event. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.